All right, back for another beer review, and today I am reviewing a beer from Brewery Ommegang, and they are out of Cooperstown, New York, and this is their Goat Milk Stout. So this is a milk stout, obviously, that comes in at 5.2% alcohol by volume, 24 IBUs at the time of review. I have no idea how old this bottle is, but I'd imagine it's around 2 months old. So on the back here, they have a little spiel that I'll read. It says, Beekman 1802 and Brewery Ommegang are neighboring upstate New York farms, honoring like-minded traditions, locally produced, fine quality goods, conceived, made, grown, and brewed right here. Reviving a century-old technique, our Goat Milk Stout uses the non-fermentable sugars found naturally in milk to create a full-bodied beer, blah, blah, blah. Tasting notes, it says, pull up a chair, have a seat at our table. So Beekman 1802, they are actually as it mentions on the label, a upstate New York farm that isn't that far from Ommegang. I think it's relatively close. And they host a harvest festival every September. And apparently Ommegang had a couple beers available at that fest, which was this beer and a Pale Ale. And people really seem to dig this one. So I don't know if they brewed another batch or just decided to bottle some of it, and here we are. So basically it's a milk stout, but they're using goat milk instead of cow's milk. So yeah, pretty cool. I actually picked this up in Auburn, New York, which is obviously, I shouldn't say obviously, which is the home of Prison City Pub and Brewery, a very popular and hyped brewery. I actually checked them out and I hit up a bottle shop there, I forget the name of it, but I saw this on the shelf and I was like, I'm gonna grab that because I don't know if we're gonna get it in Western New York. You know what? I haven't seen this on the shelves in Western New York. Not saying that they didn't get it here in the area, but I haven't seen it. Maybe it showed up, maybe it didn't, but a Goat Milk Stout sounds pretty interesting to me, so we're gonna crack into it and see what we got going on here. Now, this has been in the fridge ever since I bought it. And it's probably around cellar temperature, maybe like 55 degrees right now. So proper glassware, that hashtag, not too sure, but we're going to give it a pour here. A little bit of an aggressive pour there, but yeah, this on camera is probably going to come off quite dark, but there's really nice ruby red tinges at the bottom here. So it's like a dark ruby red or even mahogany, but it has a nice, it's darker as it gets up here, close towards the head. About a 2.5 to 3 finger of a tannish head, very creamy and compact looking. That's a beautiful looking beer. If I do say so myself, that looks gorgeous. Looks like a milk stout. Let's get a nose on it. And it smells like a milk stout. So milk stouts, just generic, regular lactose, milk stouts brewed with lactose, no crazy adjuncts or anything. Just here's our milk stout, no frills, like your left hands and whatnot. Lactose has a very distinctive, I don't want to say vanilla because I get that more when like IPAs or like sours. When it comes to straight up stouts, it's hard to explain. I don't want to say it has a tinny or like you do get a little bit of like a vanilla tinge there, but it also has, and I get this in most milk stouts, have like a slight tinny or copper coinish type of aroma to it. Now, a lot of times it is the roasted malt in conjunction with that lactose for me personally. So I get that, but you might not, which is, I mean, obviously different palates, yada, yada, yada. There's definitely some roasted malt, a little bit of like a sweeter milk chocolate as well. It just smells very well-rounded. Thing about milk stouts, they're usually no frills. I mean, you usually get a couple characters. And again, this is me, I get personally. Somebody out there might drink a milk stout and get 75 different flavors, and that would be amazing. But for me, I usually get 3 or 4, and that's it. In here, roasted malts, a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of vanilla, and that like copper coin / tinny aroma that I typically get in a lot of milk stouts. Again, it could be something wrong with my palate. I mean, let's be honest. There is something wrong with my palate. But yeah, it doesn't smell anything, mind-blowing. It doesn't smell like something that's super rich and savory, but it is a 5.2% milk stout, and it smells appropriate for me. So let's get into it. Anyway, cheers. I could kill, I don't know if they sell them in 4-packs or 6-packs, can't remember. I think it's 4-packs. I think these bottles, these are 12-ounce bottles, aren't that? Coolest 12 fluid ounce, 355 ml bottles. I love Ommegang nowadays when it comes to the bottle game, whether it's like the Game of Thrones beers or these are awesome 12-ounce bottles. Honestly, they look, you pick them up, you're like, is this 12.7? Is this, you know, is this a 500 mil? What is this? No, it's 12 ounce. So the body, 5.2%, lower side of medium body, which is appropriate for the percentage. Here's where the lactose kicks in. Slightly soft, definitely creamy, super smooth on the palate. And then the flavor just kind of transitions. The one thing that I will say about milk stouts, the aroma, for me, like I get that tinny copper coin type of thing in the aroma. It never translates into the taste. It's just on the aroma for me. I don't know what it is. Like I said, it's the roasted malts in conjunction with the lactose for me personally, but I get it a lot. This beer though, on the palate, exactly what you would want, or what I would want from a milk stout. You get roasted malt, you get a little bit of more of a bittersweet chocolate on the taste. It was more of a milk chocolate, sweeter chocolate on the nose. It finishes semi-dry with a slight bitterness, but there's a presence of sweetness throughout the palate. It's omnipresent. It's always there, but it's never too big. You just get it from the lactose, you get it from the malts, but it never becomes overbearingly sweet, which is great. This is just a well-made milk stout. Like, it's no frills. You go into this one thinking, okay, I'm getting a milk stout. Yeah, it's goat's milk as opposed to, you know, cow's milk or whatever. But goat milk, I don't know. I don't know if there's, again, I don't know the science behind it or anything. I don't know if the lactose from goat milk is different than the lactose from cow's milk, but I imagine it's all the same. And it drinks like an extremely well-made milk stout. And I mean, that's all it is. So I'm enjoying it, and probably more so than I anticipated. So as far as rating goes for the Goat Milk Stout from Brewery Ommegang, I'm honestly going to give this a 4.25 out of 5. I'm enjoying it. I'm going to crush this bottle, and I wish it, I don't remember the price I paid, maybe like $3 or something. I wish it was a little bit more affordable. That said, I do enjoy it, and if you do see this on your shelves and you are in an area in which Ommegang distributes, which is a lot of areas nowadays, I'd say give it a go if you like milk stouts. It's extremely well made, and there's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. There's no faults. I enjoy it. So that was Goat Milk Stout, Brewery Ommegang, 4.25 out of 5. Until the next one, cheers.